Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Tuesday, and it is Tuesday. This is Tuesday. I didn't do a video yesterday. I was planning on doing a video, but let me tell you how my day went yesterday. I was on the board of directors for one of the HOA meetings, the quarterly meeting, and that took up most of my morning. That took up from about 10 a.m. till about 1:30, almost 2 o'clock. It was a long meeting. I didn't realize some of the responsibilities and roles that go on with being a board member. I have a packet over my shoulder. I don't know if you can see it over here on the table, but it's full. It's like a legal document of all the complaints and things that need to be addressed, upcoming projects that are happening inside the subdivision. So if you are a board member, or you're thinking about being a board member and you're conscientious enough that you want to be part of your community and make your community better, I applaud you. But there is some responsibility that's involved with that, and take that responsibility seriously, because it can affect how you and your neighbors live inside your community. Well, this morning I'm sitting here chatting with Ness. She's on the computer just directly below you right here, and what we're talking about is the upcoming hurricane that's on its way, that's approaching the South Carolina and North Carolina border. Today is Tuesday. It's Monday night in the U.S., and it's expected to reach land. I believe it's going to be Wednesday night, and Thursday morning is going to be when the biggest impact is going to be. And that is Hurricane Florence, which at this time right now is a Category 4. Category 4 is an extremely powerful hurricane, and the tracking has it going right about to the border of North Carolina, South Carolina, just slightly north of the border, more impacting on the North Carolina side, I believe, than the South Carolina side. But that is computer modeling. Anything can happen over the next 2 days, 2 to 3 days. So we will continue to monitor that diligently. As you know, Ness is there by herself. She's holding the fort down. But if she gets the evacuation order, or if she makes a determination on her own that she needs to evacuate, she will do that. Right now she's in preparation mode. She's doing all the storing of the water and emergency food and the items that you need, flashlights and candles and all the things that you might need in the event that you are without electricity, or if there's damage to your house and things like that. So she's working hard on that. So I pray that this hurricane does one of those things where the winds push it north and back out towards the ocean, but it doesn't look so. The computer modeling has been very accurate so far, and I think it's going to land where they're projecting. We'll continue to monitor that. As well as I have some updated information about my tile work, and we'll talk about that when we get into the episode today. So I don't want to make this a long-winded intro, so I want to go ahead and get today's video started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. So, as you can see, I'm taking the opportunity this morning to sit back and relax in the new lounge chairs that I picked up at Wilcon last week, you remember. This is the first time I pulled the plastic off, the plastic covering. As a matter of fact, there's 3 chairs out here. You can't see the other one off camera, but it still has the plastic on it right now. And I'll probably leave the plastic on that one for a while, because I'm going to take these cushions and I'll bring these cushions in when we're not using them, so they don't get dirty from the debris and things like that out here on the porch. But what I want to do a couple of updates before I get started today. As you know, and I hope this doesn't turn into a saga, I want to share this story with you because it's important. As you know, you followed me when I went to CW last week, and I picked up those stone tiles, the stone cladding tiles that I put on the fence post out in the front yard by the main gate, or started installing those. Well, The story was, and you joined me when we went to the CW Home Depot facility in Santa Rosa. You saw I spoke with the sales associate, and the sales associate said they only had, remember, at first they thought they had, I don't remember, 80, 70 or 80 in stock. Well, they didn't. They ended up only having 20, I believe it was 28 I purchased there. Now, when I purchased those, I spoke with the sales associate, and the sales associate said to me, they have plenty, but in their main warehouse, not in their warehouse in their local store. I said, do you have approximately 880, something, do you have about 1,000 is what I asked her, or more? And she said, oh, yes, we have plenty. We have over 1,000 in our main warehouse. I said, well, the reason I'm asking you is because I'm going to purchase these 28 today and install them, and I'll wait on your income of your inventory to come to your local warehouse. I'll give you the exact number that I want you to bring over for me to purchase, and then I'll pick those up. She said, don't worry, I'll contact the warehouse and we'll have them move whatever you tell me you need. So I did, and you saw I installed on the front. I installed the, it wasn't 28, I installed for 8, maybe 16, about 16 of the tiles in the front. But it's in production right now. It's in the construction mode. It's already been done. It's been, the tile adhesive has been installed. It is there, it's in place, waiting for inventory. Well, lo and behold, I get a email from that sales associate. I'll leave the name left out here because it's appropriate to do it like that. And the email read such that, oh, I'm sorry to inform you, sir, that we don't have any more in our warehouse here, and there's none in the main warehouse. We don't have that. Would you like to choose a different color, one of the, like the light natural stone brown looking colors? And I'm like, I responded, I'm like, no. I said, I've already installed these. And you assured me, and I went on your word, that you're going to be able to secure more of these, or I would have never installed these in the first place. And what I did, and I said it diplomatically, because you have to do that, you have to start out, and you start out mildly, and I said to her, I said, what I'd like you to do is I would like to get with your management and find out for your management if you can secure more of these. I said, because I've already started the install. It's already been attached, and the adhesive has been done to my fence, and I need to continue. I can't use, it's impossible, well, not impossible, but it would look absolutely horrible. I cannot use a different colored stone tile cladding right underneath. I can't go from gray to gold brown. So I told her what I would do is I would await her reply to see what they can do about securing more. I said, but you know, on our channel here, one of the things that we do on our channel, on this channel, is we give our experiences with vendors. And if we have good experiences, we share good experiences. And if we have bad experiences, we also share the bad experiences as well. Normally, we get good experiences here. You've seen on anything that we've had with vendors. I think probably the only problem that we had was the kitchen cabinets, the company that we worked with the kitchen cabinets. They never did follow through. They sold us, I'm going to say, inferior hardware. We had poor installation, which they had to come back out. You remember that episode. They had to come back out. They came back out on 2 occasions. We have an inverted cabinet door that they never replaced, that they promised they would replace. No follow-on contact from them. But anyway, that was that one. So, but that was the exception to the rule. Most of the other vendors that we've had here have been extremely good. Good installation, good products. And so let me get back to the original story, and I told the sales associate that I'm going to share with my community, with the YouTube community and my subscribers, my experience, whether it's good or bad. So I asked her if I would appreciate she do a follow-up and see if she can't get her managers to find out if they can secure more of this. Now it's a new item. That's the problem in my mind. It said, you remember when we walked into CW and it said new product, or new inventory or something like that. So since this is a new product, they should be able to secure this. You can't, it's hard for me to believe that something new that came on the market, and they have plenty of the other 3 or 4 colors that they have inside their styles, that they shouldn't be able to secure this. So I'm going to give her the opportunity. I always do things diplomatically. I give the other side the first option to make things right. So again, this is I don't want to turn this into a telenova. I don't want it to become a drama, but I want to share this with you. So we will do a follow-on as far as that goes. For today, I sat back here and I started reflecting a little bit about what I'm doing here. You know, I'm doing a lot of the work that the contractor's supposed to do, and the contractor, again for the 3rd time, assured me he's going to be here this week. We'll see. But one thing he did follow through up on is for his daughter, our last pup. We gave away our last pup, and my contractor's father came by yesterday and took the little brown pup that we have here. So we have no more pups anymore. Yay! So now I am legal status in my own subdivision as a board of director who enforces those rules and regulations. I am in legal compliance with only having 2 dogs, and that's Mary Ann and Hapone over here. Yeah, oh, he heard his name. Hapone, come here. You want to say hi? Say hi to everybody. Oh, it's somebody coming down the road. Who is that? Oh, that's my Ironworks people. Anyway, I have more stories to tell you, but I'm gonna have to stop right now because our Ironworks folks are here. I got a message from them yesterday saying that they were going to continue some of the items that need to be done. The garage doors, some of the ironworks on the garage doors, the front arch in our front door and things like that. Well, let me go ahead and attend to that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll take some video footage of those guys doing their installation today, and then we'll get into my projects in just a little bit as well. So let's go ahead and get over to watch what these guys are doing. Good morning.
How are you? Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ato. Magandang umaga. Long time no see. So the Ironworks folks are here today, and I'm really not sure exactly. There's so much Ironworks that have to be completed. Well, not so much, really, because we're probably 50, 60, 70% done, something like that. So what are you guys going to do today?
We will put the bars here.
The bars?
And then handles at the back.
Inside?
Let's look at the
inside,
handles.
yes,
Let's look at
yeah.
the, oh, we got the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, so what we have is, I asked the folks here, I said, you know what, we got the handles on the outside, but you pull from the inside to open the doors. Yeah. and I'm like, I got nothing to pull from. I'm using the locking mechanism, and they most courteously went ahead and made some inside door ironworks for us to open the door on the inside. And then also, I think you're going to be working
the
on arch, the arch
Yes,
at the top.
yes.
Arch at the top.
Also this one.
Awesome.
Put here.
Oh, and the lock, and the lock.
Inside.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And also what we're doing is this door right here. Since what happens when it gets wet and dry, sometimes the doors, they warp just a little bit. So what I asked them to do is do a securing bracket, just like the same one that we have on the main 2 doors here, for these here, for the top and the bottom, so we can close it, secure it, and put like a little locking hinge inside there, so the door will always be in a nice flush condition against the main door. So we're going to go ahead and get that started today, and we'll follow these guys as they're doing this. While the Ironworks team are continuing to work on the garage door down in the basement, those bars inside where the windows are, I didn't get to finish my conversation with you about my thought process about doing some of the construction around here. Again, I was sitting over here early this morning with my coffee on the back porch, and I got to thinking, you know, I've already paid my contractor to accomplish a lot of the tasks that I'm doing right now. Of course, some of the things I like doing because I want it done my way, and I know if I do it my way, if it's done the way I want it, and I do it, if it's done good or bad, the only person I have to blame or to be able to congratulate is myself when I do it myself. But if I have my contractor do some of the items that are particularly different from the way they do installation here in the Philippines, and they do it incorrectly, then we have to go back and we have to redo it, which takes up time and resources. So my philosophy now is I'm going to stop doing all of the tasks that I have my contract come in, because of course I already paid him to do these tasks. So I will patiently wait for his people to come in, and I'm going to focus on some of the tasks that aren't part of the contract, which are like some of the gardening things, some of the upgrades inside the house that are not part of my my contract with my contractor as well. So that's what I'm going to be working on. And those are hobby things too, things like working on the workshop, installing some of the tools and machinery inside the workshop. As well as I need to get to work on the raised bed garden, because I don't know if you see over my shoulder over here, back there where the cistern is, and also I have to work on the cistern, but my contractor is also responsible for putting the piping and everything, connecting everything up so that we can pull water from the cistern. Well, you remember how huge the cistern is, and what I have to do, and I don't know if I'm going to do that today or not, maybe I'll do it today, is I need to find the exact measurements. So I'll tap maybe a piece of rebar in each quarter until I tap into the top of the roof of the cistern and mark it off. And that what I'm going to do, remember my plans were to use that remaining wood, well, it's not wood, it's the composite wood, and I'm going to use it as a border that goes around and identifies the perimeter of the raised bed garden. So what that means for me, when I start working on that fence for the perimeter of the raised bed garden back there, all the stuff on the inside, which is that bluegrass inside there, and that's a lot of it. There's several square meters inside there. I'm going to pull that up. That is sod that I can use elsewhere. And let me show you where I'm going to use that from yesterday's project. Now, I don't know if you notice it or remember, but back here where the retaining wall is going to the fence, this is our planter for our red palms. That used to have a lot of dips and curves and low points, but what I did yesterday, that 10 wheelbarrows full of soil and the additive, this stuff right here, what I did was I filled in that whole area and I smoothed it out. And I'm going to put bluegrass inside there. I know you're saying, oh, how are you going to get the lawnmower inside there? Well, I'm not going to get the lawnmower inside here. I'm going to do manual maintenance. It's such a small amount of area, this right here. Just like what we did on the lawn. And of course, we have a gardener that will help with that. And we'll do manual trimming of all this area. But it will help with water splashing up against here. You could do mulch, you could do decorative rock or something like that. But I want to put grass inside there. And it will look nice. The bluegrass just cuts so nice at a very low level. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. And I'm going to use that sod from back in the cistern area that's going to be turned into a raised bed garden. Okay, my ironworks folks have gone for the day. It's after 3 o'clock sometime, and I work with them a little bit, and I don't really do any of the work. What I do is when they say, where do you want something mounted, where do you want the screw holes, how do you want the alignment, the orientation of any of the ironworks for clearances and things like that. I'm here with them because, again, this is one of those things, if you are on site, and one of the reasons I always say you should be active and you should be a participant in your build if you can, if you have the opportunity, and then you can make those decisions, because it's really not good to let somebody else make your decisions for you because again, no two minds think alike, and if you want things done your way, then you really have to be on site and be proactive with your build. Well, anyway, this is what they did today. They got the bars installed on there, and they did a good job with that. Also on the inside, let me show you what they did on some of the inside portion. I'll go ahead and cut the light on because it's a little bit darker inside. We're towards the end of the day. So, as you can see, we now have the additional door handles on the side. So when I open the door from the inside, I can pull from the inside right here instead of having to grab the lock mechanism down here and lift up and try to open the door. As well, they put 2 more locking mechanisms, as I asked them for, on the inside here. You see this one right here and one on the bottom right here. And what these are used for, I asked them to install them. They're not a necessary item, but for me, and then really not for a security kind of an item, the main thing they're for, when the door, if it warps from the moisture and from the heat and the dryness back and forth. Remember, wood is a living organism, and it will grow. It will grow and it will contract. So when it does that, sometimes you get warping. So I asked them to put a screwing mechanism on the top and the very bottom, so when I have the door locked, and it also is, it's an additional security measure as well, because now you have like 3 locks and a door handle mechanism on there. But the main reason is so when it stays closed, the door stays in one position, a nice square position against the frame, inside the frame, and it will always be nice and flush. Without that, you'll have a door that might be crooked and not sit properly inside the frame of the door. So that is also what got accomplished today. Now they're going to come back and they're going to finish doing things like the painting on the end of the nut assembly right here. They cut it off flush like I asked them to, and they'll paint it black to match the rest of the hardware. And there's one more thing that they're going to do on the outside. They brought a sample today, but they didn't complete the construction or the fabrication of them yet. And those are those fall hinges that they're going to put on the outside. Now, if you remember when we had the Ironworks people here, before I went on vacation, they're going to put a fall hinge here, here, down here, and at the very bottom. We're going to have 4 hinges on each side, on this side of the door and this side of the door here. And it's for aesthetics. It isn't a real hinge, hence the word fall on there. And it's going to come across, and at the end it has the same spear as this has right here, so it should look very nice. And they will be mounting those probably the next time they come. They're going to fabricate them. Now they also worked on the arch, the transom in the front door, but some of the alignment wasn't proper inside there. And when I say the alignment, we won't go up there, but we'll look from right here. So where some of the ironworks fits would be like a flat bar here and a flat bar on the bottom, and then there's a decoration like a heart shaped or a half heart shape. Now where the clearance is from the top of each one of the ironworks, the heart portion, one was like 1.5 inch, the other one was like 1/2 inch, and they were inconsistent all the way across. So what I recommended that they do is when they come to the client's house, bring the flat bar cut to whatever the window opening is with a little bit of a small gap to allow for where the flat iron overlaps the other from a side to a bottom. Then I said, don't weld your decorative part to it. So what you do your alignments and you find out where your gaps are supposed to be. Then you mark it in association with that specific piece of flat bar. Then you take it back to the shop, or even on site, you weld those, and then you do your painting, and then they're exact. And if you take them back to the shop, make sure that you mark, if you, like for these 4 windows right here, if you have, we'll say 2 per window, mark your flat bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and mark your decorative piece 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 to be corresponding. So when you get back to shop, not to have the problem that they had when they came here, and they had all of these and nothing was marked, and they spent about, oh, I don't know, 45 minutes laying everything out, trying to figure out which piece went to which. And they said that's a great idea, and that's what they'll use in their upcoming projects when they do something very similar to this. So that's what got done with the ironworks. Now for me, I still have another hour and a half or more left in the day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work a little bit back here in the area of the cistern for the raised bed garden. Let me show you what I started, but I really didn't get a chance to do anything. All they did was stick some bar in the ground. Now, before I show you what I've done back here in the cistern area, which I said is not very much at all, I will tell you something. You remember how I always talk about taking pictures during construction, or doing videos, or doing something like what I did here, building Villa Feliz. It's a video log or vlog of the entire construction from day one until now. You don't have to do every single day, but the most important thing is when there's a structure that's going to be hidden, or a utility that's going to be hidden in concrete hollow block or in the ground, make sure you get pictures or video of that, so later on, if you have to do something like what I'm doing today, you'll be able to reference your pictures or your video, which is what I did today for the cistern back here. You'll be able to reference those to find out where your pipes are hidden in your wall, or where your underground things like your septic tank or your cistern or underground cabling or underground pipe, whatever it is, you'll have some type of reference, and not drill into that PPR pipe in the wall, or not crunch through a piece of pipe, irrigation pipe out in your yard or something like that. So let me show you what I did here. Well, what I did, I pulled my video of the cistern. If you didn't know where the cistern, you would have no idea where the you'd know. That's all you know is that little point right there, which is the manhole cover that gives you access into the cistern. But it's quite a huge cistern, and I will show you. You see this rebar here, and this rebar over here, and that rebar back there, and that piece of rebar right there. Now if you look at all those, that is the size of the top. That's the lid that goes on the cistern. I'm gonna say it's like 4 meters by 4 meters, or 5 meters by 5 meters. It's a huge cistern, if you remember when we were building this. So this is what I did was I tapped. First I grabbed my video, and remember, I do the air drone footage, so I got a very good, very close idea as to what the dimensions were, where the corners were in each one of these. That's why it's kind of at a crooked angle. They didn't center or make it fit with the the property when they just dropped the cistern down inside the ground. Well, they didn't just drop it; it took them like 6 months. But anyway, this is how they did it. So this is where the edges are going to be. So what I did was I tapped until I hit the lid, the slab, the concrete slab. I kept tapping until, whoops, it went through right here. And I did both this angle here on both sides, and I did all 4 of them up here. So what I'm going to do, I can't find my rope. I have some rope somewhere. I want to rope it off, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to rope it up, and this is what I'm going to work on right now. I'm going to get a square, and then I'm going to pull some sod out of here, and then after I pull the sod, which I'm going to transplant this sod to the front yard, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that leftover deck rail system that we have here. I have plenty of that leftover. I have so much of that leftover, but it's just enough to do this project, and I'm going to line my raised bed system back here. I'm going to line it, and then I'm going to grab some more soil from where I pulled out the sod, and then I'm going to start working on building the soil up for the raised bed garden. I don't have to wait till the house is complete, especially if my contractor comes back to work and actually starts working on the house again. I can focus on things like the raised bed garden. I already can see my calamansi and my lemon tree and or whatever I have back here. I don't remember what I have planted back here. I think that is, if I remember correctly, I think that's calamansi there. And I don't even remember what this is right here. I have to go back to my own videos to look. Well, anyway, and I've got mango in there. That's not going to be, I got like 3 mangoes inside here that aren't going to be part of this project here on Villa Feliz. So I will probably get started on that raised bed garden, the composite wood railing fence that goes around to separate it from the rest of the yard. I will probably start that. Oh, I'm going to think maybe Thursday or Friday. And you're probably saying, Thursday or Friday? Does that mean we're going to be without a video for the next couple of days? Well, no. Tomorrow, I have to go to Alabang. And you're probably saying, James, why are you going to Alabang tomorrow? Well, remember, I've been trying to get CW in Santa Rosa to cough up my stone. And they keep telling me, it's not available. You can't get it. And we want you to go ahead and buy this other color that we have in stock in our store. And I said, check with the main warehouse. Remember I said that. And they said, no, we don't have any in any of the CWs. So I called. I'm like, I'm going to have to check this out. So I called up Alabang. Well, I didn't call up Alabang because it's a landline number CW uses for each one of their stores. And my plan is crazy. We're kind of getting off the topic here, but I have PLDT fiber and it comes with a landline telephone, but it's only good for this local area. I cannot call Manila. I can't dial a 02 number, which is Manila. I can only do whatever this area code is right down here in Batangas. So I couldn't do it. So I was talking with Ness earlier before she went to sleep for the night, and she has Skype. She has one of those plans with Skype that she can call anywhere around the world. So I called America to Ness to call, and she called while I was talking to her on Skype on another device. She called CW in Alabang, and she spoke with a very nice gentleman inside there who said that they have that stone in stock right now, which the one in Santa Rosa said nobody in Luzon has any of that stone, but they have it. And I said, make sure he checks it. He went and checked. He said, yeah, I have 202 or something like that. So tomorrow I'm going to pick up 200, and he said for sure they have the other 800. I'm going to actually get 1,000, and I'll tell you later for the full project what we're going to use it for. It's going to be more than some of the fencing around here. So they said they have 800 also that they can get whatever we need. They said whatever you need we can get. And he checked, and he said, so I'm going to do my fact check. I'm going to go tomorrow. Since they said down in Santa Rosa that nobody has it, if I arrive up there and he's got 200 waiting for me, I'm going to believe that he can secure the rest of it. Now you're probably going to say, James, you already bought 28 and then you couldn't find any. You couldn't even finish a couple of posts inside the front, and then you're going to pick up 200. How much is 200 going to get you? Well, 200 will get me about 10 posts around here. I have 24 on the street side, which would be basically sort of like my facade for the front of the house if I didn't want to put any on the back. So that equals 480. Then I have 20 back on the back side, and I think 20 times 20 should be about 400. So actually I should have like 840 or something like that. That would do everything. I'm still ordering 1,000 because I am going to attempt to do things like the planter. So I will do the planter, and the planters will also match the fence posts as well. Hopefully, according to them, they have plenty. So we will find out tomorrow. We're going to do a road trip tomorrow. We're going to go up to Alabang. We're going to see if they have the 200. I'm going to take the 200 back with me, and then I am going to order the remainder that we need for the rest of the project. I would like to have the entire inventory. And what they told me, they'll have it in 4 days. They will do a rush shipment from the main warehouse to the which will mean we have to go on a second road trip to Alabang to pick it up. And I don't think that I can fit 800 of those stone tiles in the back of my truck. I think I could fit it. I don't think the weight would allow. So it might have to be, we'll see how many I can do per trip. I will prepay for it, so they're not going to go anywhere. They'll be sitting there at the CW complex in Alabang. Or I can get them to deliver. But the thing is, when you have anything delivered, the delivery charge is usually pretty high. We'll see what they say as far as that goes. So that's the agenda for the next 2 or 3 days or something like that. Well, I'm sitting here talking. I need to get work on digging some sod. Well, it is way after the end of the day here. I kind of want to show you what I did. You see all the sod right here? This is the sod that I pulled from where the raised bed garden is going to go. This is only part of it. I'm probably a little over halfway done. And I'm kind of happy with that. My goal today was to do the whole thing, but sometimes you have to modify your goals based on certain events. But the end goal is to get it all done, and it will be all done eventually. But you can see, and there's spots, and it looks kind of rough and raggedy right now. But you know what? That's when you put sod down. It's going to be a little rough and raggedy. And you just keep filling in with a little bit of soil. You keep tamper it down. You keep water and water and water when you put sod down. And that's going to look real nice. You're probably saying, well, that's going to be a nightmare. You can't put the lawnmower inside there. And like I said earlier, I believe I said earlier, I'm not worried about putting the lawnmower in this area. This area I can clip by hand. And that's the way they do a lot of the cutting around here in the Philippines, is they do it manually by hand. I'll do the large areas with lawnmower. You remember, most people don't even have lawnmowers around here. So they do an entire yard by hand. So we're already ahead of the plan by having a lawnmower. It'll look nice. And it will also help keep the mud splatter from all the dirt here when it rains from splattering up. And I keep having to wash down the wall. So once the grass gets inside and gets set and goes from wall to wall, that'll be nice. Now before I close for today and go in and get a shower, because I am soaking wet from sweat and from all the work that I did around here today. But you know what? I don't know about you, but when you work hard and you do the sweating and your body and your muscles ache and things like that, you know what? You feel like you got something accomplished, and you know what? You're helping your body out as well, and you stay younger doing things like that. So this isn't a lesson on how to stay young and how to stay healthy, but what I was about to get to was we have some shout outs, and the shout outs for today, I have four. Please hang in there. This means a lot to the people who are getting the shout outs, the recipients. And you know, if someday you want a shout out, you will see that it means a lot to you as well, because what we're doing is we're saying that we care for the people that we're doing the shout outs for. And I know that everybody on this channel cares for someone, and I know there's many people on this channel that other people care for you. So anyway, for the first shout out for today is for Tim Gard. Tim Gard is one of our longtime subscribers here on My PI Dream, and it's not an anniversary, but he's getting married today. So anyway, Tim Gard and his newlywed Mama Faye, they are getting married today. And if I remember correctly, Tim told me that the couple are planning on retiring down in Visayas. So anyway, Tim, if you get any updates, please shoot that to me and let me know what the status of your retirement is going to be in the Philippines. And our next anniversary shout out goes to Caesar Newcomb and his wife, Raquel, who are celebrating their 26th anniversary. I got a message from Caesar, and Caesar said to me that we have similarities. He was in a country band in Olongapo, I believe that Olongapo City. I know I probably butchered that. And he played the guitar and the drums. Well, anyway, Caesar, if you are in the neighborhood, feel free to drop by after the house is built and we get the studio built inside the basement. We're going to have a music studio in there with guitars and amplifiers and everything like that. We will definitely have a jam session. So anyway, to both of our anniversary and our newlywed recipients, I want to wish you a happy anniversary and happy newlyweds. And now for our next recipient, I'm going to call this a double whammy. Why am I calling it a double whammy? Because it's a anniversary / birthday all in one. And this sounds kind of suspicious. It sounds kind of fishy, but it's not. Anyway, if you know one of our avid commenters on My PI Dream, and his name is Wayne Seymour. He not only writes in the comment section, he sends me emails and Facebook and everything like that. Well, anyway, yesterday, and we're one day late on this because I didn't get a video out yesterday. I am pretty sure I didn't get a video out yesterday. So for yesterday, for September 10th, Wayne's wife, his asawa, Rochelle, she celebrated her birthday as well. Both Wayne and Rochelle are celebrating their 4th wedding anniversary. Wayne also wanted me to mention to you, like many of you, he enjoys watching My PI Dream with his morning coffee. And the couple, they are living down in Iloilo City in Panay Island. And our last and our final recipient of a shout out today is a birthday shout out, and it goes to Grant Palant's wife, Amy. She's celebrating her birthday today on September 11th. And the couple live down in the land down under, down in Australia. So anyway, to you, Rochelle, and to you, Amy, I want to wish you both a happy birthday. And now that we got the shout outs out of the way, one serious item that goes also to the loved ones that we have. If you have loved ones on the east coast of the United States, specifically the southeast coast around North Carolina, South Carolina, as well as in the Philippines on the island of Luzon, especially up in the north of Manila. Remember, we have a hurricane and a typhoon that are on the way to both places, and these aren't small typhoons, small hurricanes. These are major events. So for everybody out there, what I ask is that you pray for those who are in the path of the hurricane, and I pray for those as well, and also my wife Ness, who's back in the U.S., who is in the path of one of those hurricanes. But make sure that you, if you have family in those areas, that you recommend to them, you give them a call, and you let them know that they need to have preparedness. Make sure they put everything, put emergency food, emergency items that they have aside. And again, we will all pray for those. Hopefully these things are uneventful, they shoot through and they go out to sea again, and we're safe and sound. So, you know, I don't think I talked about it earlier, but I also got these plants. I'm pretty sure I did these plants early this morning. I did do these plants early this morning while they were working on the garage door. Yeah, I did. So that was one more thing that got done today. So I don't feel so guilty that it wasn't just some of the sod that I got there. I got some plants done. Plus I monitored these guys as well. But the thing is, you know, when you're building a house, there is no rush. The main thing is that you get things done right. You take your time, and if you have the time, especially if you're retired, and that's a lot about what my PI Dream is all about, is about people coming to the Philippines and finding their dream retirement home in the Philippines, both living in the country and building their dream home. So that's what it's all about. No rush, get it done right, take your time, enjoy the rest of your years in retirement with whomever it is that you're going to spend the rest of your life. And if it's going to be with yourself, you can enjoy it with yourself. Just take your time doing your build. Anyway, I'm going to close for tonight. As you can see behind me, it's starting to get darker and darker here. Tomorrow is trip to Alabang, where hopefully I am going to be able to score 200 of that gray rock cladding for the fence line, and then hopefully I'm successful as well with getting the follow-on order for the rest of the fence around the yard and some other projects. So let me close for now and get this edited and up to you. Get something to eat. I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I just don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. Who knows? So anyway, let me close for tonight. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share. And if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, you have a wonderful and blessed day. Wanted to do the front, which is basically just these posts around the perimeter. I have 24 posts, so I need about, what is 24 times 20? It's like I don't know, what is 24 times what is 24 times 20? Oh my god, do I really have to get a calculator for this? So 480. So where am I? I've got all these numbers running through my head right now. I don't know where I am on this topic point. So that is 480 that I need. 480 to do 24? Is that what I said? 20?